I guess that's right.
Mr. Hurt.
I think he's the only one that could do that. Yeah, just take a breath.
Good news, you win by DQ.
Yeah, you're the new champ.
Yeah, man. The wind knocked out, you learned to shake that off is a good thing.
Well, I mean, if you're in the middle of a match and you're like that, I don't think you're getting that off. You just want to take a few deep breaths.
Catch it. Alright, someone over there, someone over here. Last couple rounds.
I'll go again.
Yeah.
Is that still worth it, Walter?
Look at my time out, Jacob.
Do something. Oh, there you go. He's learning. RNC. Oh, no.
Oh, get the hooks in, Ezra. Get the hooks in.
No, need it.
Look at your chest. Nice job, Heiser. Good job, man. Hurt.
No, he's still on top of me. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
Don't stand up.
Okay.
There you go. That hand on the bicep.
No, he fell off. Like an amateur.
You had him, Ezra. You had him.
There you go. Nice. There you go.
No, you can't crawl past my legs, bro. I can't crawl past my legs. You gotta pass those. I'm gonna beat you up. Yep.
Good job, Ed.
Stand up. Stand up. There you go. Now, scoop him. Scoop him now. Don't push. Go under one. Go
Good
under
job,
one.
Heiser.
And then, here. And then.
I'm legit concerned about when I get better.
You're gonna get hurt, man.
Oh, no. Armbar. Armbar. Stand up
knees.
here. Take your armbar.
The choke dummy.
I'm gonna pull it. Now see how far away it is? I want it on your chest. Lean up here. Lean up here. Get it tight.
Get it in your elbow. Crack it. Yeah, there you go. Oh, get him.
Pull, 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 pull.
Good job,
Yeah.
Ed.
Nice.
Okay, go. Did it hurt you,
Nice,
Alex?
nice,
You got
nice.
me.
Man, you hurt the instructor. Got me real good.
Get him. Get him. You need that bottom knee in, bro. You need that bottom knee. You had all the space. Scoot your hips away. Scoot your hips away. You can still make it up. Scoot your hips towards me. Get your left leg in. Yes.
You can swing.
That's the first time I've gotten a break.
Good job.
Oh, my piece.
Uh-oh.
Oh, revenge.
Oh, no.
Revenge. He's doing the armbar that I got him with.
Don't let him have it.
No!
Rotate out.
Don't do it! Don't let him
There
have
you
it!
go.
No!
Magic trick.
Back. Get the elbow.
No! Tap!
All right, team. Come in. All right, come on, Noah. All right. How can I help you jiu-jitsu today, guys? What questions do you have?
Suggestions for overcoming defeat.
The reality
I have a
is,
feeling that's going to happen to each one of us quite a few times in this day.
the reality is, if you stick with jiu-jitsu like I did, I've done jiu-jitsu for about 16 years now. You're going to lose at jiu-jitsu a lot more than you're going to win. On its face, that sounds terrible, right? The reality is in life,
Right.
you're gonna lose a lot more than you win. That makes the wins awesome, right? But we have to lose if we're going to learn to get better at stuff. That's just kind of one of the realities of it is. So what I do is I embrace the losses. There are days, and you're gonna hear me say this often, there are days that I go to jiu-jitsu with the goal of getting tapped out. Like the armbar, I say. I got armbarred in a tournament one time, and I won second, and I was so upset about it, I threw my second place medal away, which is its whole own thing. We can talk about my ego in that circumstance. We can talk about appreciating effort and all that. But the lesson that I took from that was I got armbarred, and it took a really heavy toll on kind of how I looked at my jiu-jitsu. So what I did is I went to my coach, And I said, I'm never getting armbarred again. And what I did was every roll, I would start with someone in the armbar position. I'd start with them in S mount. Or once I got really good at that, I'd start with my arm almost fully extended. And I started that way for about 3 months. And I tapped thousands of times, right? But now, if you want to armbar me, you really, really got to try to armbar me. So there are a lot of times I will come to jujitsu with the goal of I'm putting myself in a terrible spot because I'm going to become just ironclad in that spot. So as far as dealing with defeat, embrace it, enjoy it. It's going to make you better. Okay, what was your question?
I was saying you let me put you in an armbar.
Yeah. But that's less for the sake of learning and more for the sake of you having some success, right? You guys, just like you have to learn how to be defeated, right, and where you need to improve, you also have to understand what success looks like. If you don't know what your goal looks like, then you never actually get there. So we started out and I was not letting you guys win, and now we're gonna have some victories. I'm gonna coach you guys where you're supposed to be so you know what success looks like. So you're gonna start catching arm bars, you're gonna start catching some chokes, you're gonna start understanding where to go when I'm escaping. Coaching strategies. What other questions do we have?
It's not a question, I just wanna say I'm real proud of everybody, man, everyone's doing really good.
Yeah,
I can't believe it's only been 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, from stepping in here and being like, what is a jujitsu, right, to now, like, I mean, seriously, looking great.
Yeah.
So good job, everybody, good effort.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to get out of a back mount while you're in, like getting
The
choked
ultimate
out
back
from here?
mount, belly down, back mount. In theory, yes.
Okay.
It's kind of akin to like, I used to teach a lot of self-defense seminars, and the questions would always come up, it's like, you have a loaded gun to your head. It's like, all right, well, let's take this back a step. Because before we got
Try not to
there,
get there.
Right.
you were like, this looks like a nice dark alley to walk down. Right? There's a guy following me, right? I let him get close. I said hello. He started pulling out a gun. He pulled out the gun. He cocked the gun. Now the gun's to my head. What do I do now? It's like, well, realistically,
You get to reflect on the
about
last 2 minutes of your
10,
life.
about 10,
Yeah.
10 steps ago was when we should have been preventing all this. But let's say I do have someone on my back. Because I feel like that's a cheap answer, like, don't be there. But realistically, understand, that is the real answer. But let's say I'm here. A lot of people will now start trying to do this, which leaves my neck open.
Yep.
Also, hands, not very strong. Right, so what I tend to do instead is I'm still protecting my neck here, and my goal is to drag my knees up here. Once I get here and I pull my knees in, I start falling to my side, and now we're back into our default back mount escape. Yeah. It's very difficult to do.
Like
It's-
in fact, he had me that at two different times, I was in that same position.
Particularly.
It's like I'm not leaving this with whatever I know right this second.
Particularly if they have their hooks in and they're really digging their hips in through your spine, good luck. At that point, now you're having to like strip hooks, not get choked out, and pull your knees up to your chest. It's rough, but yeah, try to pull your knees in, get to your side, and then default back on escape. But yeah, that's worst case scenario.
Yeah. Okay, prevention.
Yeah,
Prevention is the key.
yeah. Anything?
There's some saying like that.
Yeah.
Something amount of
Ounce of
prevention is worth
prevention, pound of
whatever.
cure.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
Something about teaspoons of sugar.
that. Yeah, makes the medicine go down. I don't know, whatever, it's something.
Yeah. Last bit of coach advice. You guys have heard me saying, like, you just got your driver's license, don't go 200 doing jiu-jitsu. Does that sound familiar?
No.
No? Okay.
Sounds
I'm gonna say it again. For Chris, specifically. If you just get your driver's license, which most of you guys are about that age, there you go. Do you get on I-20 and you immediately go 200 miles an hour?
No, I go always 5 miles an hour over.
Just because you get your driver's license doesn't mean you're qualified for NASCAR, right? You guys are starting to learn these moves and these positions. If you try going as fast as you can, people are gonna get hurt. Okay? you might get hurt, okay? I would much rather, for right now, we're not training for competition, we're just trying to learn jiu-jitsu. We're training for competition, we'll rank it up. But right now, as we're trying to learn these things, it's 100% okay to slow down, to ask your partner what's going on, or to ask questions. Like even if you're like, time out, Alex, what is this? Right? Cause there are situations where you can tweak your knee, there are situations where, you might get slammed, there are situations where you're just spazzing out trying to get out of something and you just like palm strike your partner in the face, right? Or knee to the groin or things like that. While we're trying to figure out what this jujitsu thing is, it's 100% okay to slow it down. With me, I'm not really worried. I'm largely controlling what happens in our roles. But particularly with each other, if you break your toys, you don't get to play with them anymore. Right? Don't break your partners. They're kind of important. We only got 5 of them. Okay, so some coach advice, as we